Christmas once again! And today we will be covering a Christmas movie.
But there really aren't very many Kaiju Christmas movies, are there?
Well, we could watch a movie with snow in it. That's Christmassy.
Not really.
Well, we're gonna do it anyway. Here's Daimajin Strikes Again.
A series of violent disasters occur on a mountain, and locals believe it to be the wrath of Daimajin. And given how much of him we see in this opening, that's probably the case. And boy, he must have been really angry to destroy this poor village.
That village had it coming. You know what they did.
No, I don't, actually.
Well, if you don't know, I'm not going to tell you.
Sometime later, an injured man finds his way to his home village, which is not the same village that was destroyed earlier. He tells them of an evil Lord Arakawa who has captured and enslaved some of the men from the village and takes them to Hell's Valley on the other side of the mountain. He also said he tried to inform the local Lord Koyama of the evil Lord's actions, but the Lord refuses to send soldiers due to the snowy weather. The man reveals that a way to stop Arakawa would be to travel Majin's mountain, an experience which none have ever before lived through. He revealed that he himself has escaped along that route and he died soon after.
Well, at least he told everybody what was going on and what the bad guys were doing, so... exposition. Good. Yay.
Three boys from the village, Tsurukichi, Daisaku, and Kinta, are concerned for their family members who have been enslaved by Arakawa, and decide to secretly cross Majin's mountain. As the boys prepare to leave, Tsurukichi's younger brother, Sugi, shows up, having learned of the journey, but the boys tell him not to follow.
In Hell's Valley, the villagers are forced to mine sulfur. Arakawa's men return and inform the General Daizan that one of the slaves escaped across Majin's mountain. Daiza is concerned that Koyama may learn of his lord's wicked plan and send some of his men to Majin's mountain to find the men.
Joke's on you. He's already dead.
Too soon, dude. Too soon.
The boys continue to venture towards the mountain, coming upon an old lady who tries to dissuade them from continuing further. She explains that Daimajin's messenger, a fierce hawk, attacks those that try to set foot on the mountain. Despite her warning, the boys continue their journey when Sugi catches up with the others, and since the boy followed them this far already, they decide to allow him to come along.
Lord Arakawa arrives in Hell's Valley to oversee construction and mining. Daizan informs him of the progress being made in the secret fortress that they plan to use to conquer the nearby territories from. Arakawa shows his evil side by whipping one of the captured men for staring at him in awe.
What a jerk.
The boys continue their quest to the mountain when a rock slide causes the boys to slip from their handholds, and the boys are knocked unconscious. They soon recover as the weather grows worse, but when the wind dies down, they see a hawk in the skies above.
Where are their winter coats?
They don't have any.
Pushing forward, the boys arrive at Majin's mountain and plead to Daimajin to allow them to pass so that they may save their families. The boys witness the hawk once more and proceed with their journey.
I just have to say, good luck, kids.
As they enter the woods, the boys decide to stop and eat. Tsurukichi spots Arakawa's samurais nearby, and the boys hide. As the boys try to move past, they accidentally alert the samurai who pursue them. They come across a flimsy fallen log, and when Sugi tries to cross it, the twig snaps. As the samurai search for the boys, they hear the boys working to chop down a tree to cross the chasm which Daisaku almost falls, dropping some of their food. The boys manage to cross and then push the tree down into the chasm as the samurais arrive, but the samurais have guns, so the boys headed out of there.
The boys make it to safety and rest when they spot a path, realizing they've crossed Majin's mountain safely. That night, the villagers have not found the missing children and suspect they went to Hell's Valley and decide to go after them in the morning. As the boys rest for the night with the few supplies remaining, they share the little food they have left.
Hope you enjoy that food. It may be your last.
The enslaved villagers want to go get help before Arakawa no longer has use for them, but they have to think of their families. The next day, Daisaku's brother attempts to escape to get help while the guards are distracted, but he's spotted and wounded by gunfire and recaptured. The slaves are taken to the Sulphur Springs in Hell's Valley, where Arakawa makes an example of Daisaku's brother by having him thrown into the acid spring.
Back with the boys, Daisaku smells something nice and they spot a hut nearby. Turns out the samurai are using that same hut. The samurai spot the boys as they try to sneak by, but Sugi steals their food when they go after the others, who manage to hide just in time. The boys then distract the samurai into going in the wrong direction, allowing Sugi to get the food to them without being found out.
Those boys are smart.
As they head to Majin's mountain, the villagers are met by Kohama's men who are intent in traveling to Hell's Valley to stop Arakawa's seemingly uncaring for the kidnapped men. The boys continue on their journey only to find the path they have been following has come to an end. As they are about to wander across the river, the hawk shows up again. Tsurukichi gets them to make a raft to cross the river. As they raft down the river, they are knocked into the river. Kinta managed to save Sugi but gets swept up by the current, and unable to save him, he is lost to the rapids.
You know, now that I think about it, I think this is actually the first time a kid has died on our channel.
Yeah, it's sad.
The surviving boys set up camp for the night, and Sugi has a dream of being attacked by the hawk and falling into snow. It begins snowing and the boys huddle together for warmth. The next morning, they continue on their journey.
In Hell's Valley, the work has finished, and Arakawa demands that the slaves show him a shortcut to Konohana's castle so that they may conquer their lord. When they refuse, Arakawa has Dyson take them to the Sulphur Springs and threatens them with death if they don't comply.
Yep, still a jerk.
The samurai resume their search of the boys, who are struggling with the cold. An avalanche occurs, and though they survive, the boys desperately try to fight off hypothermia, but two of the boys succumb to the cold. The villainous samurai close in on the boys, but the hawk attacks them, keeping them from reaching the children. The hawk is killed, but it manages to kill the last of the samurai. The villagers and Koyama's men come across Daimajin's statue, which begins to rouse, bleeding from the head.
That's how they woke him up the first time.
Yeah, just without the spike this time.
Mm-hmm.
After burying the hawk, Tsurukichi pleads with Daimajin, offering himself to allow the other boys to save their captured families. He then jumps from the cliff. Daimajin animates to fulfill the boys' wish to save the others, killing Kohama's men who had cared not for the captured men. Daisaku and Sugi wake up from their slumber, and the snowstorm begins to pick up and spot a glowing patch from which Daimajin raises Tsurukichi in his hand. Daimajin sets the boy down and departs for Hell's Valley with his now resurrected hawk.
Oh, snap! Stuff's about to go down, and it ain't looking good for the bad guys.
The villains prepare to execute the enslaved woodsman when the hawk appears, heralding the arrival of Daimajin. The angered god begins laying waste to the wicked men, despite their attempts to fell the stone demon. Some men run in the face of destruction, while others are crushed underfoot by Daimajin's advance. Some of their efforts to stop Daimajin only give him weapons to slaughter them with. Not even cannons are enough to slow the giant stone demon.
Not that we're surprised or anything.
I was.
You were?
Just a little.
Well, you know.
Daimajin continues his devastation, tearing down 2 front gates of the fortress, striking down evil with each attack. Daimajin set to work bringing down the fortress. Arakawa is powerless to stop him, only manages to run in fear. Daimajin destroys the tanks containing the sulfur, releasing and a fire breaks out. Daimajin finally draws his sword, using it to destroy a cliff, crushing Daisato to death. Daimajin grabs a hold of Arakawa and impales him with his massive sword, letting his corpse drop into the acid spring.
In the aftermath, the 3 boys are reunited with their families. Tsurukichi thanks the stone god, and with the evil men dead, Daimajin turns to snow and returns to his mountain.
Now that I think about it, I don't think we covered the second film, did we?
Well, that's the beauty of the Daimajin series. Each movie is its own standalone story, so you can watch the movies in whatever order you feel like it, and not miss out on anything.
You know, all this snow reminds me that it's winter. So, Protomate, would you like to build a snowman?
No! Do you not remember what happened the last time we did?
Oh, right.